her soulful tunes and commanding presence, Sheryl Crow has become one of the most successful singers in rock and roll. The 9-time Grammy winner has sold more than 50 million albums worldwide, with hits such as All I Wanna Do and If It Makes You Happy. A vocal Democrat, Crow was a strong musical force behind the Obama campaign, playing gigs during the election process and adding a political message to her music. Off the circuit, she's an avid proponent of breast cancer awareness, having survived the disease herself.
I think most people think that it couldn't happen to them. I mean, I was one of those people that really felt like, look, I'm healthy, I'm on the go, I treat myself pretty healthy, and yet here I have breast cancer.
In 2006, Crow also made headlines with a brief engagement to fellow cancer survivor and Tour de France champion Lance Armstrong. Today, she's the mother of 2 adopted boys and has just completed her latest album, 100 Miles from Memphis. She told me what it was about this album that she enjoyed.
It's been great. You know, people ask me, why did you make this record now? And I think I just got away from being so emotionally steeped in the whole political environment, what was going on in America and what was going on in the environment in general. And then I had adopted 2 children, and this album is just more about enjoying life and vulnerability and all the things that soul music actually was indicative of.
You've played with some of the greats. You're a backing singer, of course, for Sting and Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson. Jose's written to us. He says, is there anyone that you've enjoyed performing with most?
Well, I would have to say Michael Jackson. That was my first gig. I'd only been in LA for about 6 months, and I didn't even own a passport. And the next thing I know, I'm standing in Tokyo in front of 75,000 people with the biggest star that has ever lived, and getting to witness really the divinity and his brilliance was, for me, everlasting. It's left a huge mark on me as a person and as a performer.
What was he like to work with?
He was very present. He was very involved in all the arrangements and the choreography. He was a perfectionist. And he was a very gentle soul, very sweet, had a funny sense of humor, very childlike sense of humor. We used to share a changing booth that was just basically split by a curtain, and he would throw grapes over it, just silly things, He would rent out Tokyo Disneyland for the band at midnight, and we would run around like kids until 4:30 in the morning.
I want to talk about the touring, but also about the breast cancer. You'll use a free concert in LA, I know, next month to raise awareness for breast cancer, which you survived. Lisa, one of our viewers, has written in. She says, what's the greatest change in your life after that, do you think?
I really met myself on the radiation table. Like every morning, the only person that could be there to treat myself was me. And it really introduced me to some very bad habits that I had, one of which was taking care of everybody in my life before myself. And that really has informed the way my life looks and feels now. And, there's a book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I haven't read it, but I can safely say I'm living it. So that's probably the major change.
You have, I know, announced that you're going to do a couple of what you call intimate gigs in London to thank...
so intimate that you'd be able to probably see my nose hairs.
Why? What's so special about London?
Well, London actually, London and France really played my record before even America did. They were so on board with Run Baby Run, which was the first single I ever had, and for me, there's such a legacy here of musicians that I grew up loving and still try to emulate. My goal in life was to be Keith Richards. So, and there's a great history of live music here and a great love for it. And I played at the Borderline, I think in '93 or '94. So we're just gonna, go back and play. The new band's we're gonna kind of reintroduce what I'm doing now.
You said that you got a couple of years before the kids are in school, or one of the kids is in school. You're not going to give up at that stage, are you?
Oh, Lord, no. No. No,
What's
because
next?
the fun of it is going out and playing the music. Well, you know, I live in Nashville, and the country artists have a really cool thing that they do. They tour on the weekends. They're called Weekend Warriors. And they all own their own buses, and their kids go to school, and then on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they'll go out and tour. And their fan base, they stay home with their kids, and they go out and see, you know, concerts on the weekend. So if there's a way of doing that, with the exception of summer, then that would be ideal. So we're going to investigate that.
And is the idea to bring those little ones up in the South? Is that where they're going to be?
Well, I grew up in the South. Technically kind of the South. I grew up south of the Mason-Dixon county line, which was southern Missouri, and now I'm about 3 hours from there. And I love it because I have great friends there. My whole family's down there, and there's no paparazzi. Nobody down there cares. I think they're so accustomed to having country singers walk around that it's just a part of their everyday life. So it's great. My kids are growing up on a farm, and they don't walk out and have a camera shoved into their face like we get in LA and New York.